You have spent your entire life trapped in a cave. There's a fire behind you. In front of you is a wall where you watch your shadows flicker. You watch the shadows of you and everyone else you know dancing on the wall, and you think that's all there is to life. Until one day, you notice that your chains are loose. So you shake yourself free, and you look around and see a dim light off in the distance. You walk over to that light, and as you walk away from the fire, you notice that it's colder, but you're curious, so you keep walking. You get closer to the light, and it keeps getting brighter, until it's so bright that you can barely see anything. Eventually, your eyes adjust, and you see a world beyond your imagination. It is so beautiful, you don't even have words to describe it. And so you say, I gotta tell everybody about this. So you turn around, and you run back into the cave, but you forgot to wait for your eyes to adjust. And so you run right into a wall. And then you stub your toe on a rock and fall flat on your face. And by the time you get back to everybody else, you're on the ground, you're dirty, you're bleeding, and all of them look at you like you're crazy. And you jump up and you say, you guys, you have to come out here. You have to see this. There's this amazing world. It's so great. I can't even describe it. And the people look at you and they say, what are you talking about? Everything that exists is right in front of us. These shadows on the wall, that's all there is to life. You sound crazy. You're bleeding and you're dirty. We gotta help you. And you say, no, there's something out here. You gotta trust me. Come on, you gotta see it. But you know that they're not gonna listen to you. And so now you have a decision to make. You can stay in the cave and try to forget about that world outside, but you know that world exists. You can try to convince people in the cave to come and join you into this world outside, but they think you're crazy, so they're not going to listen to you. Maybe you can leave, but then you leave everybody behind, so maybe you'll stay by the entrance of the cave. You get to stay with the people you love, and you get to see the beauty, but they think you're crazy, and you only get to see a small portion of the beauty that you know exists. So maybe you decide to leave everything behind and wander out into that world. But you start to wonder, why is it that nobody wanted to join you? And you realize it was the fire. The fire was so nice and warm. It was comfortable to be by the fire. It was cold as you walked away from it. And so you figured you gotta make your own fire. But it's hard to make a fire out here in the world because there's nothing to block the wind. So you have to build up a structure. When you build a structure with a fire inside of it, it's a lighthouse. And everyone else who leaves their cave will be able to see you from a really far way away. And they'll be able to come up to you. And you can put your fire close to their fire, and it will grow in size. You can share about how you made this wall, and they can share about how they made their roof. And you can take what you learn from each other to build a better structure. And then by the time you leave from each other, you both have a brighter light and a stronger structure, so you can be a lighthouse for the next person you meet. Eventually, enough lighthouses out in the world can gather together to form a town. And we can put all of our lights together, and that fire will burn so large and so bright that it will go into the caves, and the people inside will notice it. It'll be so bright that it'll overpower the fire behind those prisoners, and they won't even be able to see their shadows on the wall. They'll look down, and in the bright light, they'll notice that there are no chains holding onto them. They are holding onto their own chains. And all they need to do is let go. And they will wander to the entrance of the cave, and their eyes will adjust, and they will see the beauty that they called you crazy for talking about so long ago. And they will know that they can join us out here in the world. There are just 3 steps to making this happen. The first is to accept that there is a world beyond the world that you know. The second is to build up your structure. Your structure is your body. Take good care of it. It is the only one you get, but it can never be taken away from you. The third thing to do is to trust that others might meet you out here, and you can grow your light and build up your structure and join the town. Because once there's enough of us, the people inside the caves will realize they don't need to be in the caves anymore, and they can come out here and join us in the world, because there's plenty of warm fire to go around.